because we're going to come up with another section here in our ladies show, which is the divisional round recap. Divisional round recap, remix. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do something a little bit of a remix on this divisional round. Okay. What we're gonna do is in reviewing this recap, we are going to make it a little bit more exciting for you viewers at home, wherever you are moving about in this beautiful world. We are going to be looking at and going through the best plays and exciting moments of the games. All right. We're just going to probably go around and do a round table of the best and worst plays. Right now, we're going to do the Ravens versus the Texans. So I got some notes here because this was insane. But one of my favorite recaps was um, John Harbaughl's little shuffle there in the locker room after the game, trying to be doing a little Sean Payton and doing a little bit of the victory dance because you never really get to see coaches do a little victory dance. And that was my non-play favorite play of the game, that one. So that's what I got. You guys tell us, comment on your best and worst plays of the Ravens and Texans. But I'm going to go to the Kate.
My favorite plays of the Ravens is I just absolutely love how Lamar or Burrows. I absolutely love how Lamar Jackson is sealing his deal to be the MVP. He had some amazing run plays. That man rushed for 100 yards in that game. 100 yards. He didn't just throw for the yards that he threw. He ran for 100.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson got in that end zone, and he sealed the deal against the Texans, the young and up-and-coming Texans. When I watch him play, he is probably one of my favorite quarterbacks just for the fact that he can move in the pocket, he can find the seam in the hole, and he can run, and he can make nothing into something. So my favorite plays were pretty much all based on Lamar because the man is the MVP. I mean, you can't doubt what he's done. There was all the controversy of whether or not they get the deal done to make him the quarterback again in Baltimore, but man, it's sure fun. And then he can find a receiver whenever he needs to and hit like OBJ, and it's just beautiful what's going on in Baltimore. I'm really digging it. The Harbaughs can get funky and get down. Even Jim can get funky and get down. Wait till the two are probably battling in the middle at the 50, having a dance off.
Yay.
Jim's got moves too. But anyway, but there some of the if we're just talking best plays, I do love that the Texans tried to give them a fight at first, and I do appreciate that. I mean, poor CJ Stroud hasn't seen a defense like that all season long. So, yeah, he saw Mike McDonald is their defensive coordinator. He took a year off from there to come coach at Michigan and went back to John. John basically lent him to Jim, and then Jim let him go back. So he's one of the best defensive coordinators. So I felt bad that the Texans and CJ have not seen such a tenacious defense. He's an amazing coordinator. So, yeah, it was rough for the Texans that was the first I think CJ Stroud has ever seen that pressure and seen that tenacity and everything all season. So, yeah, overall, but yeah, Lamar stole my heart that game. I've been on a very big CJ Stroud and Nico Collins and everything else. But yeah,
That's
I
true.
hope. Um, yeah, I know it doesn't mean a thing if he doesn't get the ring, but Rogers did get some rings and still won an MVP.
There we go.
So
If you lucky, you got to put a ring on it, right?
yeah, tell that to some of the guys I've dated, Nicole.
I love it.
Yes, Beyonce. All right, and yeah, Delilah, what are you thinking about the game thoughts of your best and worst? Oh, the worst plays too as well. Oh boy.
Well, honorable mention to the kid who on the special teams who got his first touchdown, the only touchdown of the game, which wasn't even an offensive touchdown. And so kudos to that kid getting that
Mhm.
touchdown. Steven Sims, punt return, 67 yards. So kudos to you on the Texans side. Now, best is Ravens defense. For
Mhm.
me, in this game, completely dominated, shut down their rushing for Houston, shut down their passing game, like just shut them down completely and kept them to 10 points. Okay,
Mhm.
so I that is to me, in general, the best plays were created by the Ravens defense. I mean, that was just incredible, just completely just stopped everything. And that's where I'm going to go to the worst plays. See, the worst plays are that the Texans didn't rush more.
Mm.
Actually, I think that that actually hurt them. They rushed for 38 yards that whole game. That's it.
Mhm.
38 yards rushing
Wow.
the whole game. And I think that that really hurt them. I'm surprised they didn't use Singletary more. He only had 22 yards rushing. That's like their best RB. There's their number one RB. And that's what killed Houston, in my opinion, because, CJ was getting his passes off because that's what he
Mhm.
does. So he was getting some beautiful passes. None of them sadly got TDs, but I think for Houston, the fact that they didn't have a good run play going is what ultimately led to them being completely destroyed by the Ravens. So
That's a tough game, and it all comes down to the one that one game. So I think, I mean, the worst play. I think, I mean, there was kind of a lot, but I couldn't really pick an overall one except for like gotta hand it to CJ Stroud. He came a long way, that's for sure.